Hi everyone, hope all of you are doing great. So this is where we left in the last video, and this video is going to be very crucial because in this video we're going to do a little bit modification in our npm packages. What I have found when I was testing the code which I have written, I encounter a lot of error, and the packages we are using right here, we need to reinstall couple of things and we're going to uninstall couple of things from this packages. So make sure you have to do this all the changes which I'm going to do in this video if you really want that your smart contract, your liquidity, if you really want to work. Okay, so here we're going to uninstall couple of things and we're going to reinstall couple of things. So let's have a look one more time what we have done here so far. So these are the components which we have already built, and if we come back to the contracts, we have this contract, we have this interface, and in this I'm going to include 3 more tokens just for testing purpose. So I'm going to add 3 more tokens into this, and if we come to the utils, in that we have built this all 4 functions in the previous video. So I believe that you have followed that, and we have connected with our front end and fetching all the data. So make sure we have done a lot of things into this project. Make sure to follow that, and then you should continue and do the major changes which we are about to do in this video. So the first thing we have to do is, right now I'm going to uninstall this because the SDK I'm using, it's in the previous version, and this Hardnomic Foundations toolbox is in the updated version. And when I was using that SDK, it was giving me an error. So I thought to go in the old version of that. So I'm going to simply select this. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to open my terminal. I'm going to uninstall this clearly. So I have to uninstall this, and I have to uninstall this hardened version as well. So I will simply clear my terminal. I'm going to install old hardened version. So let's uninstall this one. So right now we have this. Let me make my side by sides. So this is the packages, this is the complete project, and in this we're going to install all of these packages, the updated one. So let's compare it out. So what version we have? So we have this OpenZeppelin smart contract, and this is the version we are using here. It looks fine. Now we have to install this. So make sure you have to install the exact version, otherwise you will get an error. And I was stuck for a long to find out that what's the problem I'm having in the code. So make sure to install the exact version. No matter when you are building this project, you have to use the exact version. And this is the one more package we have to install. Simply copy that, and this one we're going to install it. So here we have installed the packages. Simply comment, remove that, and now we're going to uninstall this. Paste 2.0.3 hard waffle. So this is also installs, and now we are using this smart router or smart order router. So it has this version, the same version we have Uniswap pre-free. This is 1.4.3, and this is one is the old one. So I have to uninstall this package, and I have to get the old one, because the ABI we will upload, and that will get an error if we use this package. So don't need to worry, just uninstall and reinstall the packages which I'm doing. So here we have installed. Simply clear your terminal, and now we have to install the version. So what we have installed right now, this version. So simply select this one, and we have to uninstall this. And we have to install this version. Simply grab this one, copy, it's gone. Now we have to reinstall this version. Now we have to install the SDK, exact version we have to install. We have this access already. We have to get this big number JS. Clear your terminal. Paste that, and now we have to. So we have this one, and now we have to install Ethereum waffle. And our Ethereum waffle, we have to install the hard hat, this version 2.11.2. This looks fine to me. And here we have installed the hard hat. Let me bring the terminal down and let's compare it. So we have this one hard hat waffle, we have the contract exact version, we have smart order router, we have this version periphery exact version, we have v3 SDK, okay, and we have XCS, we have big number.js, this version, we have the Ethereum waffle, this ether hard hat exact version, we have next React DOM and Web3 model. So make sure you have to install the exact version. Whatever version we have installed, you have to use the exact packages. And these are the major changes you have to do in your NPM packages. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now simply close this one, come here, and now we have to do the changes in our hard config file. So right now you can see these are the configuration we have done. So this is the Solidity compiler version, this is the network. And what I will do, I will simply select all this and I'm going to comment this out. And this is the configuration you have to create here. So this is the exact configuration you have to paste here. So these are the exact configuration you have to do. So you have to use this Nomic lab hard hat waffle. This is the Solidity compiler version and this is the network. So we are using forking network and this is the account private key you have to add. So I'll tell you that from where you will get it. And this is coming from hard hat, okay? So these are the configuration you have to do in the hard hat config file. Let's come here. And let's see the Next.js. Here we don't need to do any configuration. That looks perfect. Close this one. And what I will do now, let's come back to the contract. And here we have written already couple of contracts. So if you come to the liquidity section, here you will find that some of these packages are coming from the latest version. So whatever installation we have done right now in our NPM packages, if we try to execute this smart contract, it's going to throw a lot of error. And ultimately we're not going to use this smart contract because we're going to use v3 SDK for providing liquidity into our applications. We're not going to use the smart contract. So it's better that you should select all this and simply comment this one, because if you leave it like it will throw you a compiler error. Because I was encountered this error and I wasted a lot of time to find out that what is the problem exactly I'm having into the code, and I came across that these are the packages which is coming from the Uniswap v3 periphery. It's the latest one, but in the old version they don't have this one and you will get a lot of error. So make sure you have to comment this one, because we're going to use v3 SDK for providing liquidity. And if you come to the other smart contract, you don't need to do any changes here because they all are look good to me. And this is the multi-hop. So right now we have work on the single hop smart contract. So you can swap any token from ether to DAI or ether to MATI or ether to FTX. So this is the single hop. So this is the multiple hop. So this is the one contract we're going to include. We allow user to hop multiple token, not from only ETH to other token. We'll allow multiple token hop. So this is the contract we're going to attach at the end because it's also working fine and we have already tested this. So that looks fine to me. Come here, and here we have to create 3 more tokens. So we already have this 2 token, ERC20 Boo, ERC20 Live. So let's create 2 more token. So I'll come here and I'm going to create a pop-up. So this is the name I'm going to give to my first contract, first token. Let's create another one, RAYYAN dot soul. This is the second token we have. Let's create the last one, SHOAIB, Shoaib.soul. So let me quickly create the token. So come to the pop, and here I'm going to simply paste this because we have already created this token. So you can see this is the configuration. So this is the configuration we are doing, license identifier and Solidity version, and we are using this packages, OpenJeplin packages. And here we are initializing our contract for creating the token. So this is nothing new to you, all of you guys. I have given the name and I have given this pop, and I'm simply calling this mint functions. So let me select this one and let's come back to the Ryan token, and that's what I'm going to paste here. And here I have to do the changes. Do the change, simply select this, double tap and change Ryan, and this will say RAY, the symbol. So this is our second Ryan token. Now simply close this one and simply select this one all again, and we have to come here in the Schwab, simply paste here, simply change the contract name Schwab, and this will say SHO Schwab. So you can call whatever you want. So make sure you have to create these 3 token, because we're going to create multiple liquidity, multiple token to swap. Okay, so these are the contracts we have, and now we are done with the contract sections. Simply close this one and come back to the script, and here we're going to create 5 script. One for deploying the Uniswap smart contract, the second one is for creating the token, the third one is for creating pool, and the fourth one is for adding liquidity, and the last one is going to be checking our liquidity. So these are the 5 script we're going to create, and this is going to be the huge one. Okay, so let's create the very first script, which is our, I'll call it, come here, click on this, and we have to call uniswap contract.js. In this we're going to write, in this we're going to build a script to redeploy the entire Uniswap contract, because we're going to test the entire system, the liquidity, the swap token. We are building the system to test locally. So once we test locally, we can deploy the same contract, the same script into any test network, and it will work in the same way. Okay, so this is the first script we have, Uniswap contract.js. Now we have to create the second one, deploy token.sol, JS. This will deploy the token. Close this one. Have is deploy pool.js. Now we have to create the fourth one. The fourth one we have is the add liquidity. This is the fourth script. And the last one we have is check liquidity. Check liquidity.js. So these are the 5 scripts which we have to write. So first we'll start with the Uniswap contract, because each one of these script is dependent on the addresses. So first we have to deploy this, then we have to deploy the token, and in the pool section we need the address of the token and the smart contract of Uniswap to create a pool. After we're done with that, we'll move to the liquidity, and that we're going to create liquidity, and at the final we're going to check liquidity. So that's the script we have created. Hope these things make sense to all of you guys, and I'll simply close that, and now we can start working on the very first script, which is a Uniswap contract. So we have created all the file, and we need one more things. So what I will do, I have already taken this ABI. So this is the ABI which I have into this, and we need this ABI as well. So with 9, simply drag and drop into your context. So this is the ABI which I have found on internet. It's a simple ERC20 ABI, and that's what we're going to utilize it for making the function call. So I'll provide you in the starter file or in the final code, so you can visit to the GitHub repo, or you can visit to the article, and that you will find all these codes, and we're going to utilize this. So simply close this one, and that's the only thing you have to do right now.